I hate live streaming. Some of you might have seen what I've tried to do with it, but the fact that you cannot turn the camera off, it is so hard to live stream and try to live a normal life. Like your life is being displayed transparently 100% of the time. It's insane. I don't know how people do it. I try to do it. I try to do gaming. I try to do vlogging. I try to do podcasting. I tried many things. I tried to do it for as long as I could, but I don't think it went anywhere. Maybe I didn't put enough time and effort into it. I should go back and try to do it, but for now, I hate it. And even when I'm watching live streamers, I'm confused as to how they're able to live a life that is honest, because it feels like they always want to come across as the person that they're trying to force out, but maybe that's who they really are, and I've got it wrong, or maybe they're not really like that, and they're forcing a personality to come out, which is the personality that their comment section likes. And so maybe one day I'll fall back into live streaming, but for now, I don't know how people do it. Don't confuse art with the artist. So if an artist or a musician or an influencer does something really well, but they have a scandal, do you hate the artist because they had a scandal? Or do you still like what the artist does, even though they did something that you really hate and you think it's gross? Or you like it, but you're scared that other people will think you're gross. So you pretend to hate it so you can show people that you know or do not know, that you like or do not like, that you hate it, so that you'll be accepted by society or the group or the people in your life. The art is different than the artist. God chooses an artist to show art through. So he might not choose you. Maybe you have a funny joke you've been wanting to tell for a long time, and you don't tell it. God is going to choose someone else to tell that same joke. If you have a story that you've been thinking about for a long time, or a painting that you've been thinking about making for a long time, and you don't do those things, dude, God is going to choose someone else to do it, because you're not special. God gave you a talent, which is a mix of, I believe, two things. The first thing is creativity. You can't fake that. Style is involved in that word creativity. You've got a style already. On top of that, being able to create that style requires a level of technical skill that other people with no style and no creativity naturally are able to pull off. Simply because you're able to have that style and creativity, it puts you at a higher level of skill. So some people who draw and paint, they have talent. Some of those people don't use their talent, and then their art gets worse. And I feel like that's exactly what happened to me, is that I studied art for most of my life. And when I stopped drawing and painting for a number of years, I visibly got worse. And just because I have a talent, it doesn't mean I'll always have that talent. So if you have a talent, and you have not lost that talent yet, then you should nurture that talent by going to class, learning how to improve your skills in drawing and painting, or whatever art you do, just so you don't lose that talent. It's like a muscle. You're born with a muscle that makes you move in a special way that most people don't have. And you have to, and if you don't treat that with respect, you're going to lose it. And the longer you don't use it, the harder it is to get back, and the more of it you're going to lose. And I learned that the hard way. When I try to get back into drawing and painting, not only did I lose the skill and the creativity and the style that I used to have, but also I lost the passion for and the desire to and the liking of creating the drawings and paintings that I used to create. It's a pity. It's sad. And it's a shame that I did not nurture. And when I say nurture, I mean like a plant. You water it and it grows. Nurture the talent that I was born with. So social media is tearing society apart. I'm transitioning pretty steeply and sharply, but I think that social media, it started off as something really good, connecting different people together. Mostly it was friends who knew each other. Gradually it became people who didn't know each other. And then now it's just like on steroids, less of a friends and more of a merit-based algorithm or a system in which distribution of content is executed, right? It's come to the point where if a war breaks out, and luckily before the last few years happened, there were wars, but they didn't make the headlines that much. But now that there are wars that headlines found worthy of putting on the front page, it's all over social media now. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's an expert. Expert or not, people have emotional and visceral reactions to what's happening. And there are echo chambers created because one side thinks this way, the other side thinks that way. And if a social media platform or app thinks that you like something, it's just going to give you more of that. And so if you really hate this country or this government because it's doing this or that, it's just going to show you more content that other people who also hate that government or country watch. And that's what it is. And what social media has come to now is that a lot of the viral content is political. And I think that's partially why people go into the artificial intelligence space, is because they have a story they want to tell, or they want to escape the political craziness of reality and what's happening. And the barrier to entry for AI is very low. Learning curve, very low. Anybody can, with enough practice, learn how to craft words in ways that the machine will create a video or an image or a song or a sound effect beautifully. And a lot of people call it AI slop, or they call it AI brain rot. There are slop and brain rot created by both humans who use AI and humans who do not use AI. You don't press a button and magically a video appears. You have to craft words, and you have to finesse and cajole and seduce the machine with words in order to create the output you want. A lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people who don't understand AI or who hate AI and judge AI as a click of a button, you're going to get this video. When in reality and in fact, that's exactly not the case of how it works at all. For anybody who has even tried to prompt and create a video or an image with AI knows. So that is how you can tell. Real recognize real. You can definitely tell if somebody has practiced creating images and videos with AI simply by how they judge what they see. I can definitely tell what's AI brain rot. I can tell at an instant what is slop and brain rot created with AI, and it does exist. I'm not going to deny that. It does exist, but there are beautiful works of art, video, audio, imagery, what have you, created through AI that is not slop or brain rot. It was well thought out, well executed, well planned, and little by little, day by day, the haters who say that it looks and feels fake, they're not going to say anything because they're not going to know anymore. And that day is coming closer than you think, and that's why they're panicking. And if you don't think they're panicking, just read the comment sections and their coping mechanisms, how they respond to AI. And I'm getting back to the arts now because I've been playing with a lot of AI. And I've been creating videos and imagery with AI, and some of it I consider art. And I thought about this. How many years do I have left on planet Earth to where I have to go back to learning how to draw? Because I think if you forget how to draw and paint, it's going to take you 30 to 50% as long to relearn how to do that stuff from the basics. Theory, principles, technique, skill, creativity. It's hard to learn and it's harder to relearn. People who are mad at AI, they spent their entire lives learning how to make beautiful art, beautiful works, only to be replaced by a machine. Social media is tearing society apart. People are turning to artificial intelligence. They're turning off social media. They're going rogue, raw dogging reality, which is what I'm doing right now with this channel. I'm sick and tired of social media. I'm tired of all the fakeness. I'm tired of people acting and being unauthentic. Even forced authenticity that I see on live streaming. That shit is not real. You're trying too hard to be authentic. And that in itself is inauthentic. And this is as real as you get because I'm not performing for a live audience right now. I'm not a dancing monkey for you right now. I've got my little Westie here. I'm chilling. I know you're going to watch this. I'm going to press stop on this video eventually. But for now, it's just me and imaginary you. AI has killed the influencer star. Just like television killed the radio star. The social media star killed the television star. AI has killed the social media star. It's over. And if you've been keeping up with any of the news on the latest AI tools, you'll know that it's That window of opportunity is closing by the day. I don't know who the new gatekeepers will be after social media dies, or this phase and social media way of being as we know it dies. Because it will die. It's dying as we speak. How much content do you watch have the label AI generated content under it? For me, it's at least 50% of my feed. And you can say, oh, Teddy, it's because you watch a lot, so it just keeps feeding that to you. I agree. But look at other people's feeds. Look at what they're reposting. Look at what is trending right now. Humans copying AI is a trend right now. And there are multiple trends of humans copying AI. I didn't make the rules. I don't force these influencers to make those videos. They just make them. And these include the influencers that I've been following for several years, making content about humans copying AI in the cooking space, ASMR, cooking videos created with AI are now recreated with humans doing it. The look and feel of it, the appearance of the food. I'm seeing that more and more. Skits through comedy, or influencers playing with new features from famous AI tools are trending. Opening the app store in my iPhone and seeing this AI is popular right now. And it's not just with the AI folks, guys, it's with the general population. There is not a separate section that is hidden and only for people who like AI on my app store. The charts are mainstream, and the mainstream tells you and me, AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's the worst it's going to be. It's as fake as it's going to look. It is as shit as it's going to look. And it's only going to get better from here. Fake authenticity. I can't stand the content that I watch of people trying to look genuine, trying to make themselves look and feel like genuine humans. And the more I get a sense they're trying to do that, the less authentic I think they are. I don't think I'm alone in this. I don't like fake authenticity, and that's why I don't like to watch a lot of content these days created by humans. It's because you're putting on a show. It'll be funny if the show was short. So I feel like I'm not wasting my time. Fake authenticity videos are long these days. Back in the days when Vine was blowing up, muscular short videos that hit the spot every time at the 6th second and ended. Like, that was a clear, introduction, punchline, fast, right? But now we've got 3-minute videos. Okay. There is room for error. And the longer the videos go, the more room you have to mess up. It's very hard to make a captivating video that's 3 minutes consistently across endless videos. You can try a million ideas and have one of them, all of them being 3 minutes, have one of them blow up. But can you redo that virality across God knows how many videos? And I don't know if this is just me or if you feel the same way, but I am getting really tired of scrolling through social media, vertical videos, really tired of it. I used to like it because I would watch a video, I would think it's funny or relatable, I'd make my own take on that trend. I still do that sometimes. But there's so much variety in content now, as well as advertisements, which is really exhausting to scroll through. I mean, good Lord, I might scroll through like several advertisements within a 20 to 30 minute span of time on my feed. I don't like that, bro. And half of these videos aren't even what I want to watch. It's ruining the experience and the wonder. When you watch a movie, don't you want to suspend reality? Escape real life? And it's why when I see news about wars on social media, which is what I'm also increasingly seeing, my brain turns off because that defeats the purpose of social media, which is to escape reality and be entertained and comforted from the horrors of real life. And you open an app and then you see the horrors of real life. You turn off the app and then you see the horrors of real life. Who wants to live like that? I think that's, again, why I think AI is so popular, at least one of the reasons. One being artists who never made it as an artist. Maybe they sucked, or everybody told them they sucked, but they had really good ideas. And no matter a million different ways of trying to learn how to use a pencil or a paintbrush, they couldn't get it right. They now have a chance by trying a million different ways to organize words into paragraphs to give the AI in order for the AI to make the image or the video. They have a chance now. How can you not be happy for those people? Pick up a pencil. Hey, not everybody can be good with the pencil, okay? And number two, people like me. You know, maybe we used to be good. Maybe we could be good again if we put the time and effort into it, but I'm 42 years old. Like, you think I'm gonna put another couple of years into getting good at drawing and painting again? Boy, I'm gonna be 50. I might be dead by then. God forbid. You know, fingers crossed, you know, I live till I'm 100. But anything can happen. And I'm not trying to jinx myself, but I'm being honest here. I've been in solo exhibitions, group exhibitions, sure. As an artist, drawings and paintings. I went to art school. I studied visual art for most of my educational life. In and outside of school, I don't regret it. I love it. But do I love it the same way I did before? No, I don't. If I pick up a pencil again or a paintbrush again, will I love it again? Fall back in love? Maybe. It is a steep learning curve, and if you miss the curve early in life and you try to get back on the horse later in life when life gets busy, is it worth it when you have an option of a low learning curve? You've got the idea. You don't have years to live. You're not going to be alive for much longer. Maybe you have 1,000,000 ideas, but you have 10 years to live. And you have two choices. You can do 3 of those ideas because you learned how to use a pencil or you learned how to use a paintbrush. But you were only able to do 3 of the ideas out of your 1,000,000 of ideas. Versus if you pick up AI, you have a chance of doing all 1,000,000 of those ideas within the span of the rest of your life. Why don't you take advantage of that? It is a once in a lifetime opportunity. In all of my 42 years, I have never seen in real life, even in the art history books that we studied in school, what's happening right now is a technological revolution that I have never before witnessed through history books or lived life. And some of you guys are there just screaming AI slop, AI brain rot, this looks like shit. I feel really sorry for those who don't see what I see. AI killed the influencer star, 100%. Influencers are dead, man. Last year, AI could copy influencers maybe 10% convincingly. Now we are at 70%. Imagine 2027, bro. It's the worst it's gonna get. There are certain people who, when they speak English, I have a hard time listening to them. And I'm not trying to be like offensive, but I have a hard time listening to certain accents when they speak English for a long time. And I'm not going to name the accents here because that's not the point. The point I make is I want to raise a question. Do certain accents sound better to certain people than other accents? If I come from a country that speaks English in an accent that I myself can't stand, like my real self, if I was born in a different country, would I tolerate it more? It's an uncomfortable and a very strange conversation to have because they might have something interesting to say. And some of these people have very innovative ideas and thoughts, but when they open their mouth and speak English confidently, my brain tunes out and I scroll because I can't, it's grating to the ears and it's intangible. It's a feeling that I cannot physically grasp. Kind of funny, but kind of weird. So I'm tired of all the fakeness of social media. I've put out thousands of videos. I've created a lot of fake videos. I've created a lot of human slop. I've created a lot of AI slop. So I know the difference. And I've also put out personal works in which I consider art that is both human and AI. And it is the same spirit in which I created them And it is through the same source of inspiration in which those contents were created. That's why I believe that AI is a medium. At least I'm treating it like one, where I'm channeling my spirit through an augmented hand. I've been playing a game for the last couple of months called Arc Raiders. I can't remember if I have more than 300 or 400 hours spent on the game since November. But I've hit level 75 twice. I've done the first expedition. I had to check if I'm ready to do the second one, but it is a really fun game. And I haven't been addicted to games in that sense or way since high school. There's something about Arc Raiders that doesn't change who you are, but it makes you more of who you've always been. So if you're somebody who plays the game and you're just in it to loot and then extract from the level, that is one kind of person. He doesn't shoot people, he only shoots enemies, PvE, instead of PvP. You have others who shoot on sight, are in it for the game. They love the sport of combats with other human beings. You have people who they call rats. They just camp and they don't directly confront other humans, but they shoot them in the back, or they shoot them from an angle in which the human was not intending to fight the rat, but the rat initiated the confrontation by being non-confrontational. So there are different ways of playing Arc Raiders, and each way shows you who this person is. I thought it was an interesting experiment in psychology. And it's funny that a lot of these players that I've played with seem to be older, parents or people studying in college, young adults who work but also love the game, so they stay up late and they have to go to work in a couple of hours. Like, you have all kinds of older demographic people. And I've not run into many young demographics in Arc Raiders, which is interesting. And I don't know how I do it as a parent, but I have help from family, and also my kids go to school, and I have a full-time job just creating content, and that's what I do. All day and night. I escape to video games. 7 Days to Die is another game that I really love, that I was addicted to. This game, however, gave me a similar feeling, but I'm playing with other real people too. And you can, I'm sure, do that with 7 Days to Die, but it's about like how I choose to play it, In 7 Days to Die, I like to play with a small group of people that I know, or I like to play it completely solo. Don't ask me why, I don't know either. It's therapeutic. Parenting is the hardest thing I have ever experienced. And it's not the immediate struggle or pain of being a parent, physical or non-physical. It's who I am raising my kids to become by my children watching how I handle situations, because I am one of the only people they have in their lives, most, if not all the time, outside of school, who they are modeling from. It is the constant drip of pressure. And I'm surprised I haven't broken yet. It is the regret of saying something to my children or doing something. Maybe I was upset about something. Maybe they saw me. And when they're around you, when they're close by, it's like you always have to be on the alert, because, the security camera of their eyes does not forget how you made them feel, how their senses perceived you, and consciously or subconsciously, you are shaping who they are. And there's the pain in that of maybe being in a certain way that you wished you were not, but you were anyway. It is the pain of not being able to press down on a physical button and rewind your life so that you could have shown your son or daughter a different version of you that you wished you were, because you want them to be that very version, but you were not, and you made a mistake, and you have to live with the consequences of your children seeing you in that light, experiencing that version of you that you don't want them to become. But the more you show them that part of yourself, the more they become that as well. If you don't find a way, then a way will find you. If you don't find a way will find you. So I was a teacher, I would say from 2008 to 2020, 12 long years. And I owe my journey to I would say let me say this. I've been trying to become something bigger, or I don't like to say escape the 9 to 5, because we are all in a way in a 9 to 5. Because if you're not in a 9 to 5, then you're in a 24/7, which is more stressful than a 9 to 5. But it makes you happier. It's more painful physically and mentally. But it's easier to live with yourself at the end of the day after each of those days, in those 24/7s, I've been trying to get out, I was trying to get out of my teaching career, if I could call it that, since around 2010. So for 19 years, wait a minute, My math is not right. I'm sorry. For 9 years, I've been trying to get out of the school system and trying to do my own thing, leave a legacy, make my own way, carve my own path. You know the idiom. I tried multi-level marketing. I tried sales. And the third thing I tried was social media. For some people, they tried 10 different things, and I got lucky, and the third thing slapped. And I thought it was easy street. But I didn't know that when I got out of teaching, or was out of teaching, it got worse. Before it got better, and then it got worse again, and the cycle repeats. So right now, I'm trying to find a way to break that cycle, okay? But I'm happy with what I have, and I'm happy with the fruits of my labor since 2019 when I started social media in December, early of December, actually. I don't regret getting into this space. I used to love scrolling my homepage, and now it doesn't make me feel the same way it used to back then. Back then, everybody was doing trends, they were having fun, they were collaborating a lot, and we still see that sometimes, but now we have a lot of advertisements, we've got a lot of talk about war and footage from different countries fighting each other. I don't like that. Sometimes I don't want to see what I like to see. Sometimes I want something new. Sometimes what used to stimulate me just does not do it for me anymore. Tired of social media, tired of the fakeness, fake authenticity. And I miss the days when I could just hang out with somebody, right? Simply because I liked somebody. I just like hanging out with you, man. You're funny. Dude, I don't want anything from you. Like, that's the kind of guy that I am. It's like, yo, I'll hang out with you, man. You're dope. You're fun. You're cool. We can kick it. I don't need anything from you. I just like you. You're a cool dude. Whatever, right? But nowadays, it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm not a student anymore and I'm in the quote-unquote working world, whatever that means, where it's like you've got to get something from somebody in order to hang out with them. And if you don't need them anymore, then there's no more reason to hang out with each other. It's like that's what I feel like life has come to at this stage ever since at least 20 years. I miss the days when I could just hang out with somebody without an ulterior motive and just talk and hang out and go do stuff. And that's what I mean by fake authenticity. You meet somebody because you have a reason. I don't like that, man. Maybe it's not practical, maybe I'm too romantic, but I'm the kind of person that just wants to hang out with you because you're cool. And I miss the days when I could meet people just like that, online or in person. But nowadays, I've got to have a reason to see you. I've got to have a reason to hang out with you. I'm not going to hang out with you because I think you're cool. Maybe there are people in this world that exist that do not need certain things in the way that you need them. And maybe that's a hard lesson for me to learn. Maybe it's because I have 2 kids and I have a family to raise. And they have kids. And that's understandable. Because once you have kids, they become your only friends. Or one of. And it's hard to hang out with people who don't have kids once you have kids. And it's even harder to take advice from people who don't have kids as a parent. And the people I used to listen to or watch or get advice from or even hang out with, it's harder to talk to them because we don't have that in common. And it's come to the point where it's like, if you're not a dad, man, I don't know, man. Should we hang out? You know what I'm saying? You're a single person and you're giving advice on children to someone who's married, or you're a single person and you're a guru and you're teaching somebody a skill, and dude, you're not even a parent, bro. Like, I'm not going to take advice from you. Even if it's really good advice, I'm not going to take it from you because you're not a dad. I don't trust you. As a dad, then I would trust you if you had kids. Oh, I have kids too. Oh, you're doing this and making miracles happen financially, in your own life. You make great content. Yeah, let's see what you have to say. I mean, unless you're a doctor, okay, then that's different, okay? I can't speak for objective realities like sugar is bad for you, of course. And that's one of the biggest struggles in my life is quitting sugar. It's in everything, man. It's in my favorite drinks, it's in my favorite foods, and the more I eat it, the worse my body gets, the more dysfunctional I am physically, the more my organs malfunction. Quitting sugar is possibly up there with parenting when it comes to saying and doing things you regret around your children, right? That's what I mean when I say parenting, okay? I love being a parent, don't get me wrong. But sugar, man, that is a hard thing to quit. It is in every shelf almost in the grocery stores. It's everywhere, man. And I think that's a very large contributor to the mental health crisis around the world. So I've been trying to do more fasting. I've been trying to drink my coffee black. I've been trying to drink my tea unflavored more. Trying to drink more apple cider vinegar mixed with water. trying to find drinks that don't move my insulin in my body. And if I eat foods, I'm trying to eat more whole foods that I actually like the taste of, that I actually research a little bit and see what health benefits they have. And I also try to find whole foods that, like, try to find whole foods that don't make me as hungry, that kind of kill my hunger a little bit. You know what I mean? Whole foods that kill my hunger. Okay. So I'm gonna jump off right now. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's 12:30 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm in Taiwan. Good morning for those of you waking up in the States. And thanks for hanging out tonight. All right. Bye, guys.